Coach Stone Podcast.
Coach Stone Podcast number 41. I want to thank everyone listening to the Coach Stone Podcast. I want to also thank JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Network, and BJ for letting me do this. If you ever miss an episode of any of my podcasts, you can listen to them on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, Google Play under JC Hawks Radio. Also, remember to go to my website for more information about my podcast, blogs, books, football tips, and free PE games. Go to CoachStoneFootball.com. Also, I recommend when you go to the bottom of my website for promo codes of all the products that I think that would help you as a coach or player, some you'll hear during the commercial breaks on this podcast. Remember, if you haven't seen my Back to the Basics books, Football Drill Manual series, I highly recommend them. They are on Amazon.com, hardcover and Kindle. There are currently 14 books out, all of them from tackle, flag, tackle bar, football clinic notebook, mom's edition book, junior edition, and also DIY books. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is introduce our guest for Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman. He is the National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. Coach, are you on?
I am. Coach Stone, thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for doing this. Before we start, Coach, I just want to go over the game plan really quick, if that's okay with you, okay?
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Perfect. 3-game. We'll talk about everything about Guardian Caps, yourself, and everything like that with the Twitter, social media handles that people can look at. Then we'll have a kickoff question. That kickoff question is going to be hard, Coach. It's 3 questions in one. I hope that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, we're going hard with you guys. The first drive question will have 2 to 3 questions there. We'll go to halftime, get some water. I'll try these caps on. We'll go kickoff return question. Then we'll go second drive question. And then the last part, your 2-minute warning with your words of wisdom you want to leave the audience with. And then after that, game over. Are you ready to rock and roll, Coach?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Pre-game. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so as you said, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. I've been with the company going on 5 years now. Pretty small team, but we try and cover the whole country, and all the other countries that are playing the wonderful sport of American football.
Okay, and then tell us a little about yourself.
Former professional baseball player, played some minor league baseball for the Detroit Tigers, played college ball at Georgia Tech. Was lucky enough to stay in the sports industry after playing, and found a great company in Guardian that really does a good job of innovating different products in the sports world. We have obviously a football product, a lacrosse product, and infill, and then some rock climbing stuff as well. So love to be a part of this team, and look forward to innovating even more moving forward.
Perfect. And let's do this, Coach. Tell everybody all the social media aspects. Overseas they do the Instagram. In America we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff, and maybe YouTube if you have that too. But shoot them off. Go ahead, so if everybody wants to follow.
Absolutely. So we're a little weak on the YouTube, I'd say, but we focus on Twitter and Instagram, and both of our handles are at Guardian_Caps with an S. You'll be able to find the teams that are using our products on both of those social medias.
Perfect. And then the website. So let's say someone's listening right now and they're like, what's Guardian Caps? And we're going to go in the kickoff question, right? But please tell us the website if they want to go to it right now before we go to a commercial break.
Absolutely. So it's www.guardiansports.com, and you'll be able to go on there and see all the different sports that we work with, specifically for the Caps. Click on football, Guardian Caps, and you can check out everything there is to know about the Caps.
Awesome. Perfect. Coach, let's do this. We're going to go commercial break. We're going to come right back. When we come right back, this is the first ever on my podcast giving 3 questions in a row for 2 of the questions. So if you're ready, we'll be ready right back after this commercial break. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, the National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Do you preach about ball security? Is getting better each day something you strive to do? Do you want to work to eliminate fumbles? The High and Tight Teaching Football is a revolutionary design football that encompasses virtually every method known to eliminate fumbling, thus maximizing your opportunity to be victorious. The High and Tight Teaching and Training Football is state-of-the-art patented football that gives athletes and those around instant, audible feedback when you are holding the football correctly, high and tight, thus closing the gap between the wrist and the body and the elbow and the body. Whether you're a player, utilize the wing tee carrying with two hands over the ball, or a pro style against their body, High and Tight provides an audible alert when proper hold is executed correctly. Start to create habits that win games with teaching your players how to carry the ball high and tight. Order yours today at highandtight.com. Use promo code Coach Stone to save. Back from commercial break, Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. Coach, here we go. Kickoff question. Let's do it like slow. And because I don't want to give you all three questions, and I got I would totally forget. So here we go. What is Guardian Caps? Go with the question first. You're up.
Hey, Guardian Caps are soft shell helmet covers designed to reduce the impact during practice. Our research shows it reduces 20 to 33% of the impact depending on how hard the impact occurs and where. We really focus on those guys in the trenches, O-line, D-line, linebackers, really focusing on the repetitive subconcussive blows. A lot of the research is showing it's the accumulation of the subconcussive impacts, and then that straw that breaks the camel's back. So that's where we're really focusing, trying to push that straw out past the season, let that athlete have some time to recover. But one size fits all, pretty simple, lightweight. Try to be affordable. Soft shell helmet cover for practice.
Perfect. Now let's do this because this is my question, okay? And this is why I had three of them. And I apologize for throwing you to the fire. Is what led your company? Because you said 5 years ago you started, right? What led your company to create this invention?
I think we've kind of blown up in the last 5 years, but we've actually our first team wearing Guardian Caps was 10 years ago. So 2011 was our first program on the field. But our owner actually also owns a material science firm, 25-year-old firm, and he was actually a materials consultant on a project about 12 years ago or so on a full helmet that had a soft shell. So not just the add-on. So that the project for the full-scale helmet was VC run. They kind of blew through some money, but what they came out with was this research that this soft was just a better engineering model. So he came out as like, how can I, take immediate steps to help football players? And he came up with, all right, I'll design this lightweight, affordable way to retrofit any helmet and reduce some of the blow at the point of contact. Those hard shells that have been around for 80 years or so, they do a great job of protecting from skull fracture, but clearly there's more that can be done. So, we're trying to reduce some of that impact at the point of contact. You still have that hard shell for skull fractures and obviously the padding on the inside as well. So that's kind of how we got into the sports world. Our owners are always looking for new products, and they've done a great job of innovating, and I believe we'll continue to do so.
Awesome. Now, I don't mean to do this because here's the third question now. Ready? And this is the one I've been I don't know about you guys, but if you haven't seen Guardian Caps, you need to go to their Facebook. You need to go to their Twitter. You could see that map, okay? And I'm not trying to steal your thunder here, Coach, but tell us. You don't have to give the long list, right? who's you like? You could say like this many, like around this many colleges are doing this many high schools, whatever, or like, you know, this youth program's using it, or this huge youth like league. But like, give us like, you know, wet our whistle a little bit by saying like, give us the big names and then give us other stuff. Okay, so who's all using it? Because that's the big question everyone wants to know. Why should I be wearing this? Like, who's wearing this? Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. So we have about over 150 colleges, probably closer to 175, 200, over 1,000, 1,500 high schools, and then probably around 500 youth programs. It's a little tougher to obviously, you know, fundraise at the youth level.
Correct.
But I would, you know, I want to highlight our ACC schools. We have Clemson, Florida State, you know, SEC. We have South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri. I missed a couple in the ACC, so I'm going to go back. UVA. I know I missed one more. Anyways, so SEC, we've got South Carolina, Missouri, Tennessee, Vanderbilt picked them up this year after they actually spent some time with Rutgers staff who's been using them for the last 3 years, and that's kind of, you know, positive feedback from coaches there. Let's see, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas A&M, University of Arizona, Washington. So, you know, a pretty impressive list if you ask me. But, you know, it's getting down to those 1,500 high schools, you know, nationwide, and those youth programs is really where we try and focus.
Yeah, and I love it, too, because I'm on your Twitter, and I don't mean to steal this from you, used by over 100,000 athletes, 1,000 high schools, 170 plus colleges. And just seeing the map with all the colleges is pretty impressive. And the one thing I love about it is this. You know, I know you can't name all these colleges, right? So if any college is listening, you can't get mad at Tony because there's a plethora of them. There's a lot, right? But, like, I'm looking on social media, and my buddy that went to this school, he goes to me and goes, Coach Stone. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, hey, aren't those Guardian caps? I'm like, you know what? Those are. And it was Valpo, you know, because he went to Valpo. And he's like, man, I wish I would have had those when I was younger. And I'm like, well, right, exactly, right? So, but that's awesome. So you have a lot of colleges, a lot of high schools, and some youth programs. And I guarantee you the youth programs, they're wearing them in the games, you know. So let's do
For sure, yeah. And there's even some high schools, you know, youth programs. You know, I'd probably a fraction of them are using them in games, just because we're focusing on the practice side. But a lot of them have seen so much benefit in practice. They say, hey, they're, you know, we're allowed to wear them in games, so why not? And that's even taken course in some high schools as well. There's probably about 15 states or so that allow them in games, and we have some programs that are taking advantage of it.
Awesome. Well, let's do this. Let's go to a commercial break. We'll come back, and I got about 2 questions for you. I'll make it easier this time. So, okay?
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
All right. Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, the National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Watch Game Film, the simple and affordable way to watch, exchange, and manage game film. Watch Game Film has been around for 10 years and works with all sports and all levels of play. Subscriptions start at $100 per team and include unlimited film. www.watchgamefilm.com.
Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. Coach, here we go. First drive question, okay? And the second question is going to be the one that everyone's going to want to ask, okay? Here's the first one, though. How does the equipment help with player safety? You touched about it a little bit, right? And how does it save money? Because we talked about this earlier. So give us that 2-part question right first.
Absolutely. So as I said, you know, we intended it to reduce impact. We know it can reduce 20 to 33%. You know, there may be a bottoming out on those giant collisions, right? But really focusing on the repetitive, the accumulation of the subconcussive blows. You know, if you turn a 40G blow into a 30G blow, hopefully that's helping that kid over the course of the season and his career. But kind of some side benefits are actually body blows. So helmets to knees, to hips, quarterback. If a lineman gets pushed back into him, wrong place, wrong time, it's, you know, we've actually heard some customers that have saved some broken fingers, you know, from QBs. So saved their Friday nights. But just some side benefits there. And we dull the sound, right? You don't have that loud crack of the helmet. So some of our college linemen they've reported that they don't have those daily headaches, because noise is a known headache trigger. So we've actually had some positive feedback there, but like I said, mainly, focused on the impact reduction and some of those body things are just an added benefit. From the saving money standpoint, we have had some customers say they've saved on reconditioning just because we do protect the helmet as well, right? So those linemen, those hogs in the trenches, they like to chew those helmets up pretty good. But if you got that cap on it, it's taking the majority of that blow. So we've actually saved the shell. Keep those decals looking good for a game day, and then as helmets get more and more expensive, maybe you'll get one or two that pass reconditioning, don't have those micro fractures that you may have not had if they weren't wearing Guardian caps. Protecting some of that investment as those helmets get more and more expensive.
And the biggest thing too is anyone listening that played 10, 15 years ago, maybe a little further back, like 20 when I played, a lot of those like linebackers and stuff, they used to love all those marks on the helmet, right? The biggest thing is some of those marks are fractures, right? Like you just said it. You said about fractures. So this thing will make you won't have to worry about all these, people would always make fun of other players where, you have nothing's wrong. Well, you might be wearing a Guardian cap all week. That's why, So I think that's pretty cool, Coach. The next question, and this is the question I want to know and every listener wants to know, right? Does this product void the helmet warranty that they're using it? Does how they always hear these things about if you do this to the helmet, it does this to the helmet, does this. Can you answer that question for us, for your product?
Yes. No, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. There's a lot of confusion around warranty. So the only warranty affects product replacement, right? So the helmet manufacturer does have the right to void their product replacement warranty. If they do, because of Guardian caps, we will replace that shell. So from a warranty standpoint, good to go, no worries there. What gets a little confusing is the liability side. And what we've been able to show, if there is a catastrophic injury, the program actually, there's no change in liability for the program. We've actually seen that there's more in the pot, right? We have a liability insurance policy. We've been able to show that the helmet companies can't remove themselves from that lawsuit, based on, warranty claims unless they show our product made their product less safe. So that's why we're on, a lot of these D1 top-tier colleges. They've all heard the same thing, taking a look at our information with an open mind, kind of seeing both sides and really seeing it is market competition. We're all kind of fighting for those same budget dollars, right? I would say our biggest competition from a money side is the helmet manufacturer, just because they're not just selling helmets, they're selling decals, sensors, uniforms, you name it. So
yeah. And here's the thing too with your product that people don't realize. I know we're going to talk about it later in the podcast. You're not alternating the helmet, right? It's like Velcro, right? Is that how you do when you put it on? It's like Velcro, correct?
Absolutely. It's a great point. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up because if you look at the language, it is if you alter the helmet, and we don't alter at all. We slide through the face mask. We attach to ourselves, so we're not attaching to the helmet. And then in the back, there's a Velcro strap that adjusts depending on the size. So there's no, the helmet's still the same helmet on game day. We're not drilling holes in it. We're not, there's no adhesives or anything like that. So again, a little different than some products in the past that have had some of those concerns.
Awesome. Perfect. Let's do this. Let's go to halftime. Let the band on the field. I'm going to try one of these on. We got to find a helmet that's going to fit me because I don't know if I have any more of those. We'll come back, and then I got the kickoff return question that everyone wants to know because this is the one everyone wants to know. And then I want to know how your product's different. And I know we talked about testing before when we were on the phone before, so let's do that. Okay?
Absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. We'll be right back after halftime. What legacy will you leave as a coach? The three-dimensional coaching framework empowers coaches at every level to fulfill their transformational purpose by helping them become fundamentally sound, skilled at coaching the mind, and focused on developing the heart. Are you needing to take courses to meet professional development or recertification requirements? If so, check out the different online 3D coaching course offerings at 3dinstitute.com. You can even take the 3D coaching course for 3 graduate credits. Make sure you use the coupon UNITEALL to save 10% on your entire cart. That's UNITEALL, no spaces, all one word, at 3dinstitute.com.
The Big Four, a physical education book written by Coach Anthony Stone, can be purchased through the following locations: Amazon, iTunes, BarnesandNoble.com, and Kobo.
Go Army Edge Football is a free game-changing app that allows coaches to draw their plays with X's and O's like on a whiteboard, and then get the mental reps from the first person's perspective of any position on the field with real-time 3D graphics or virtual reality. Go Army Edge Football comes preloaded with many example plays and drills for concepts such as formation recognition and RPO reads. Any coach in any system can benefit from demonstrating in Go Army Edge Football, and every player can become a better football player with extra reps in the app. Go visit them on their Twitter or Facebook. Insert at Go Army Edge.
Brunch, $30.
Hey, that's okay, Wendy. That was a good carry. You're still the man. You're the man.
Latte, $4.
Shake it off, Johnny. Rub some dirt on it.
New piano, $3,000.
All right, guys. They're not saying boo. They're saying movers.
Supporting your team. Priceless.
It's all right, Bobby. You still got the best arm in the neighborhood.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
This is decaf, right?
Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. Here we go, Coach. Kickoff return question. How much are Guardian Caps? And also, let's do this first. How much are Guardian Caps, period? So go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. So Guardian Caps, just one is $59.95 on our website, so $60. We do have some much better team pricing as well. So if you order 20 or more, they come down to $45 per cap. If you're ordering 50 or more, they're $42, and if you're ordering 100 or more, they're $40 a cap. So trying to make them pretty affordable, and they're lasting, I'd say at the high school level, 2 to 3 seasons. So you're talking $15 to $20 per athlete per season.
Okay, so that's a great point. So let's say this. Let's say I go buy 10 of them, right, or something like that, or 5 of them, or whatever, right? Because you want them for your linemen, or you want them for the guys that bang all the time, right? So they probably last, what you said, 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it depends on the athlete, right? So
Correct.
If you're only putting your linemen in them, they may last 2 seasons. If you're putting more guys in them, then you can kind of rotate them around and get a year or 2 more out of them. So yeah, I would say if you're focusing on just those front 7, then you're probably looking at 2 seasons, I would guess.
Perfect. And then let's do this, because I know since COVID, right, you guys have, I know you got the lacrosse ball. That's really awesome, right? Let's talk about the different products in your company. I know you deal with the Guardian Caps and everything, but let's just touch base on all your products. So let's talk about the lacrosse ball first, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, just touching on the innovation, they came up with a lacrosse ball that is safer and longer lasting. So the normal rubber lacrosse balls on the market right now, they get harder over time and actually slicker. So and ours keeps its grip and stays within that safety specification. So safer and better performing lacrosse ball. The third product that I'd like to touch on would be our turf infill. The bio-based infill, just an alternative to crumb rubber, which there's studies saying it may or may not be, causing. I think there's studies both ways, causing cancer, may not cause cancer. So just as, safer alternative, and actually less heat than that black chrome rubber.
Nice.
And I can get you some numbers on that but some other products that we spun up with COVID, we actually are touching on the material, the chemical side of our owner's business. He actually had some of the materials to make hand sanitizer, so he was able to spin that business up pretty fast. So we have liquid and gel hand sanitizer in gallons, 8 ounce, 2 ounce, you name it. If there's a size, we can pretty much make it work.
Nice, awesome. And the one thing I noticed too, as being a PE teacher, I saw you guys have a rock climbing holds too, right? Like you got the handles and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So our owner has a company out in Colorado that manufactures rock climbing holds. They dominate the market in the U.S. Great product. There's some other manufacturers that that the holds may break a little sooner. Ours basically lasts forever.
Awesome.
So high quality, really good rock climbing holds.
Nice, awesome. Okay, perfect. Now, what makes your Guardian caps? We got to go back to football now. I apologize. What makes your Guardian caps different than other products like your competitors and stuff? Because I know, I know you probably said this to me, but I saw this too, the NFL test, right? So can you talk to a little about that and things like that?
Absolutely. So, and I should have mentioned that with who's wearing them. The NFL sent out a memo in early August, their latest testing on helmet add-ons, and they found that Guardian caps made statistically significant improvements over a bare helmet alone. And it is actually the only add-on that is now allowed in use at NFL practices. So Jacksonville Jaguars are the first team to be using them. They've got their offensive linemen wearing them, hoping to keep expanding, obviously, in the league. Pretty excited to, get that news early August and have our first team wearing them shortly thereafter.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, congratulations. I didn't even know the Jaguars. You were holding out on me then, because when we talked about it early, you didn't even tell us. So like you said, that's awesome. So you had the Jacksonville Jaguars linemen using them. That is wonderful. Coach, let's do this. Let's go a commercial break. We'll come right back with the second drive questions. Okay?
Perfect.
Awesome. Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, the National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. We'll be right back after this commercial break. The safety of your players is more important than ever. As the game changes to protect the players, Tackle Tube USA is a leading way with the original innovative product design, not only to practice safer, but promote and teach the best tackling technique. Invented in 2009 by professional rugby player and coach Glenn Remnant, Tackle Tube allows the players to simulate real game situations, track and tackle a moving target, promote great body position, and improve technique and timing. Coaches in the U.S. and all over the globe are using Tackle Tube to promote a safer and more effective way to tackle. Unlike other bags that have a limited use, there are many ways to use a Tackle Tube in your practice, both in season and out of the season. Drills for every position. Tackle Tube never needs to leave the practice field. Check us out at TackleTubeUSA.com or on our YouTube channel and all social media. Look for Tackle Tube USA. Coach Stone Podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. Coach, here we go. After a coach purchases these Guardian Caps, what's the next step for use them? I think you said this earlier, but I need to hear it again, right? And this one, so if I buy one set of Guardian Caps, there's not a small, medium, and large, and then how does the coaches with customer service and stuff like that? Okay, and if I wanted to clean them. So I know I gave you a bunch of questions at once, but let's do this. Coach purchases them. How does that all go from there? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll try and remember all those questions. They're good ones. So they're pretty simple. It's one size fits all. So you get a set, you hand them out. You have the kids. They're hopefully they're pretty smart, but it's pretty simple. There's just 4 straps, slide through their face mask, and then attach back to itself with a snap. And then in the back, there's a Velcro strap that adjusts depending on the size of the helmet. You just pull it tight. So pretty simple. From a maintenance standpoint, like I said, some programs are kind of, spreading them around by position group throughout the year just to help with longevity. You don't necessarily need to wash them since they're not touching that athlete's head. Some programs maybe halfway through the season, and then, maybe at the end of the year before storage, you can throw them in a machine wash in a non-agitator washing machine front load and hang dry. It's a closed cell polyurethane foam, so won't pick up any weight in the wash or the rain, and they dry very fast.
Perfect. And then let's say this, like, how easy it for, like, if a coach is, like, contacts customer service or has any questions, things like that, how does that all work? Let's say if I buy 40 of them right now. If I bought 40 or 50 of them or 10 of them or 30 of them, or 100 of them, how does that all work?
Yeah, we'll set you up with a rep, and he'll help you walk through the order. Pretty simple on that side. And then, you'll have his cell phone number. Our guys work all the time, so you can shoot him a text, you can give him a call. I guarantee he'll either answer you when you call or call you back as soon as possible. So our guys are pretty good. They work hard, and anything you guys need, we'll be there.
Awesome, perfect. Okay, Coach, let's go to commercial break. We'll come right back with 2-minute words of wisdom. Okay?
Perfect.
Coach Stone podcast number 41. Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. We'll be right back with this commercial break.
In business for 30 years, Collegiate Sports Data is the most reliable source of high school football prospect information. We are a free service for high schools and athletes. Our focus is getting the right players in front of the right colleges. www.collegiatesportsdata.com.
Coach Stone podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager of Guardian Caps. Coach, here we go. 2-minute words of wisdom. The floor is yours. Go.
Appreciate it, Coach. And before we get to the 2-minute words of wisdom, I do want to bring up, we're going to do a 10-cap giveaway.
Woo!
So
Wait, giveaway. Coach, I heard a giveaway. What's that? That means free, right?
Sound the alarms, right? It's free.
Hey.
Free,
okay, I heard
$3.99.
That giveaway is 10. Okay, go. Coach, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I love the word free or giveaway. Go ahead. Tell us about it because I'm extremely happy right now. I wish I would have got these. Go ahead, Coach. What is it?
Awesome. So we're gonna be doing it on Twitter. I'm gonna post on Twitter, and all you have to do is retweet, like, and tag 2 coaches in that retweet to enter to a chance to win 10 free. And then, Coach Stone, you're going to share it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you can do for us?
I'm gonna tag 2 coaches and seeing you do it. I'm gonna tell you right now. So if you're listening, because this is tape delayed, this is not live. I'm ready to tell you this right now. I'm gonna see them. They better tag me in this. That they've been on the Coach Stone podcast, and we're gonna do this 10 Guardian Caps giveaway. So here's what I'm gonna tell you, Coach. We'll do it even better. So they can either win it that way, or when I share my link, I'll put, listen to this podcast, share it, and tag on social media Guardian Caps. Follow them if you haven't, and tag 2 coaches like you said. Does that sound like a plan?
Oh, that's awesome, Coach. I love it.
But we're only giving away 10. We're not giving away 20. I want everyone to know we're giving away 10. So I just want everybody to know that, okay? Because we're giving away 20. I'm getting 10 of them. I'm just kidding. So here we go. So, Coach, this is the best 2-minute words of wisdom I ever heard. And you still have to talk, though. I just want you to know. You're not getting out of this. So
no, I want to.
Yeah. So you're going to put something on social media and then tag me in it. I'll retweet it, tag 2 coaches, okay? And then I'll like it, and I'll tell them, we'll do that. And then when this link comes out for this podcast, we'll say, Guardian Cap giveaway, listen to the podcast for the rules. So we won't tell them what it is because you know how people are. They're like me as a teacher and a coach, right? Just tell me what it is. I'll do it. I won't even listen to it. No, you got to listen to it. And we're not telling you when it's happening either, so that's even cooler. Okay, Coach, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm extremely happy. I'm ear-to-ear smile. I need to get some water. You're up. 2-minute words of wisdom. Go.
Perfect. Okay, so, we really appreciate being on this. Coach Stone, thanks for having us. Want to just leave everybody with, the fact that we feel coaches that use this product like it and stick with it. We had Coach Jimbo Fisher using it at Florida State. He brought him with him to Texas A&M. Coach Matt Wells at Utah State brought it with him to Texas Tech. Even Coach Petrino at Idaho told his brother at Louisville to start using them, and they've been using them ever since. So, there's a reason why Clemson started wearing them in 2013, and still 8 years later, those guys are couple-time national champs and still using Guardian caps for their interior guys. It may look a little silly, but, once you get over that, kids forget about it, forget it's there, and, practice as usual, and hopefully we can help, one of your guys at least.
That's awesome. Coach, that's great. Do me a favor, tell them the website and all the social media stuff, because this is great. Go ahead.
Yeah, so check us out at www.guardiansports.com. Click on the football side to see everything about Guardian Caps. Twitter and Instagram are both at Guardian_Caps.
Perfect. Coach, that's the game over, okay? So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this giveaway. I know you guys are going to start it very shortly, so even though this isn't a live podcast, it's pre-recorded, I want everyone to know they're going to give away 10. So even if you don't know and you're not following them, you do need to follow them now, because one, it's a great product, it's great for safety, and like we asked in this podcast, it doesn't void the warranty on the helmets. So Coach Plagman, thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Coach Stone, happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Perfect. Coach Stone podcast number 41, Tony Plagman, National Sales Manager for Guardian Caps. I want to thank JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Network, BJ, for doing this for me and letting me do this. If you ever miss an episode of any of my podcasts, you can listen to on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, and now Google Play under JC Hawks Radio. Also, remember to go to my website for more information about my podcast, blogs, books, football tips, and free PE games, CoachStoneFootball.com. Also, I recommend going to my website at the bottom of my website for promo codes for all the products I think that would help you as a coach or a player, and some you'll hear during the commercial breaks on this podcast. Remember, if you haven't seen my books, my Back to the Basics football drill manuals, I highly recommend them. They are on Amazon.com, hardcover and Kindle version. There are currently 14 out right now, from Tackle Books, Flag Book, Tackle Bar Book, Football Clinic Notebook, Mom Edition book, Junior Edition, and DIY books. Over 2,900 pages of just drills alone and content, not counting all the DIY and the notebooks. This is Coach Stone podcast number 41. I'll leave everyone with this. Always remember instilling confidence by laying a foundation. Thank you, and have a great day.
Coach Stone podcast.